Good evening, Boipelo, and thank you so much for joining us on The Full View this evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super grateful.
So my understanding is that you landed in South Africa just a few hours ago. How are you feeling? Jet lagged, perhaps?
I'm not feeling any jet lag right now, but it was super nice to see my mom after the long trip and everyone else from South Africa.
Oh, that is brilliant. Boipelo, I want us to talk about, where it all began. You know, after Rome, the World Skateboarding Championships, knowing that you had finally qualified for Tokyo, and then you had numerous media interviews that you had to go through. How has that entire experience been of almost instant stardom?
The experience was so amazing, and it was such an unreal moment because I'm from Kimberly and there's not much that side, and all that was just so crazy, and it was super nice to experience that, and I'm looking forward to more of that.
So typically at the Olympics, someone your age would obviously be allowed to go through with a guardian, but this time around not so, because of the limited number of people that we allowed at the Tokyo Games because of the pandemic. Who overtook those responsibilities for you, Boipelo?
One of my team members, Brandon Faljalo, who participated at the Olympics, was my guardian, and he was so caring. He took care of me so well, and I'm just super grateful for that, and I feel like he did a good job.
Oh, that is amazing. And you know, not in a good way, but what you both had in common is that there were injuries throughout the games for both of you. I want us to talk about your injury. What exactly happened? Because South Africans' hearts were absolutely shattered.
My injury, I feel like it's skateboarding, and skateboarding is a dangerous sport. But going into the competition, I feel like I was well prepared and I've worked very hard for this. But the injury, it happened, and there's nothing I can really do about that. My focus right now is just to heal properly and then discuss with my family and then discuss on when I can get back to training and make it to the 2024 Paris Olympic Games and do my best and hopefully come back with a medal next time.
So was it a fracture to your pelvis? When did the injury happen?
The injury happened my second day of practice, and it was just such a weird injury because during my run, I was practicing, and this trick was something that I'm used to, and in skateboarding, it's such a technical sport. And then I don't know what happened, but then I got the fracture, but I continued skating for that day, and then only later on I saw a doctor. We went for x-rays and I found out I fractured my pelvic bone.
Sure, that is very unfortunate. How are you feeling now? How is the family feeling? You know, how is the organizers also feeling about what happened?
My family, everyone's so super proud of me, and they're all just supporting me throughout this entire journey and keeping me motivated. And right now I'm actually laying in bed because I'm not allowed to walk, and any movement might make the fracture even worse. So right now I'm just laying in bed.
Oh, that's very good to hear. So for many of us, we didn't have the opportunity that you had, you know, of being in the Olympic Village, being in Tokyo, experiencing the games. So we want to hear it firsthand from you. How was it? Paint the picture for us, you know, make us envious as much as we are right now.
The Olympic Village, I don't know what to say. I can't really express it in words. I feel like you just have to see it for yourself. It's such a motivating environment, and just being there was so motivating. Being around some of the best athletes in the world, and everything was just so unreal, man. The dining hall was so big, sitting with some of my idols, the best people in the world, legends, and being surrounded by that was just so motivating.
Wow, it sounds like an experience and a half. And how did you take to the daily testing? It was a PCR test that you did on a daily basis?
No, it was a spitting sample. You had to spit into a tube, and that's how we did our daily COVID tests.
All right, and when we look at the gold and silver medalists from the women's skateboarding competition, the streets, they were what, 13, 16? So I'm pretty sure you are also inspired by that.
I'm very inspired by that. Just the fact that they're so young and they've already gotten a chance to win medals is just so motivating. And that's what skateboarding is all about. I feel like everything is changing and age doesn't really matter at this point. And it was just so motivating. I mean, they're 13 years old. Only 13.
Absolutely unbelievable. I don't even know what I was doing at 13, but it's definitely not winning a medal at the Olympics. And now when you look at the infrastructure, because we have to look at how we are going to be growing skateboarding in our country, for instance, what are some of the things that you wish we could incorporate as a country to ensure that the sport really does develop and many more Boipelos come through?
I feel like infrastructure is the most important part. And if we could get more skate parks, which are at that international level, that will help us prepare for such competitions. And the skate community out here will just grow, and just supporting our athletes and getting them to those international events and fundings, and actually like just investing in all of this. I feel like that would help a lot, and South Africa would be one of the best skateboarding countries out there if we just take the time to develop our infrastructure and invest in the sport, because I feel like it's a bright future. And
I absolutely agree with you. I know right now you are nursing your injury, but what can we look forward to? What are some of the plans that you have in place for the remainder of this year?
The plan right now, I would just love to heal properly, get back to skating and doing what I love, because I enjoy it so much, and having fun but still progressing, because there's no fun if you're not progressing. I feel like that's just my main focus right now.
All right. Well, Boipelo, we are so proud of you. Congratulations. You really flew the SA flag very high. Thank you for making the time, even though you are nursing that injury. Of course, she was the youngest Team SA representative, Boipelo Awuah, definitely the Diamond of Kimberly.